What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the No Clearance Podcast. I'm your boy T, a fellow engineer, just a regular nigga trying to talk to my boy Jalen, security
Okay, I see
guard.
you. Whoa, don't be putting my occupation out there. And it's not security guard. It
What
is
is it then?
public safety.
Public
It's the
safety officer.
difference. Yes.
Public safety officer.
PSO.
You know,
There's a
we just two
difference.
brothers.
I'm in a different tax bracket than a regular security guard, all right?
I respect it. We just two brothers that like to use music to talk about life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pleasure. Thank you guys. Thank you all for listening.
Yes.
I'm glad that you guys are here to join us. Before we get started, we just want to let y'all know that this episode is brought to you by The Throne. The Throne is a luxury beard brand for all my fellas with beards, with sideburn, goatee, mustache. This is for you. If you're all my ladies listening to this, this is for your boyfriend, your father, your cousin that may need some beard oil, beard balm,
You forgot
and
brother.
beard butter.
You forgot brother as well.
Oh, facts. I forgot.
Yeah, it's okay though.
I forgot about the girls who had brothers. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Throne is a luxury beer brand started up by two amazing black women. The products are homemade, all natural.
Smell great.
Smells amazing.
Smell amazing.
Right now, they're selling the Black Knight scent, which
Yes.
I've tried it out on my wife. You know what I'm saying? I put it on, and she was just like, "Oh, that's nice.
It's nice.
That's nice."
The butter, the beard butter, the Black Knight beard butter is so moist and easy to rub onto your face. It just makes you feel cleansed. It just makes you feel so clean.
So look, go to the throne.online and use our discount code TNCP. That is the throne.online. Use our discount code TNCP, not just to purchase this product, but to support our podcast. Yeah. All right.
You now, get 15% off with that code too.
Let's get into the show. Jay, how you been, man?
I'm good. I'm trying something different. I'm not wearing my glasses today, and I'm wearing a hat because it's a Bryson Tiller episode, so I gotta wear the dad hat for Bryson Tiller.
You look kind of blind. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm not even squinting. I have naturally, my eyes are naturally like this low. Just when I wear my glasses, they open up a little bit.
That's what's up, man.
That's what happens.
Hey, big shout out to Simone from the Nice to Meet You podcast. She had a trash pickup last Saturday, and I went and joined her on the trash pickup.
Oh snap! How was that? You went?
Yeah, it was. I
cool. Seen that she had it.
It made me realize that
trash is nasty.
Disgusting. We pick like boats go and like pretty much pick up trash from the river, and then they pretty much bring them to this dock that's just like full of trash. So we went and just picked out the trash from this little dock. And
did you have one of them sticks with the metal spike on it and just stab the trash? Put in a.
It was just a lot of plastic, a lot of bottles, gallon. Like it was nasty. Just hey, look, y'all, stop throwing your trash in the water. That's tragic. I don't even know how else to describe it. It was disgusting. We even went under a bridge, started picking stuff up. We found needles.
Any trolls under the bridge?
No.
You found needles? That's an everyday occurrence at my job. You just gotta watch out. Don't touch it.
I don't know. We just picked it up.
You gotta be careful with the needle.
Thing. But we collected about 115 pounds worth of trash. So that's
dope.
Yeah. So shout out to Simone for that. If we get the
for the people who dispose of needles, make sure this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to rub it on the ground and break the tip off. You're just gonna throw it on the ground. Just rub the tip off. That's what you're supposed to do. I've seen them do it on the streets.
Take off the tip.
I don't be in the street. Yeah, they don't know. They like grind it on the ground and make the tip come off.
Thank you, Jay.
And then that way, so when if you do leave it on the ground, or if you're gonna be one of them people to just throw it on the ground, that way you don't stick someone and give them your diseases.
To any of our drug addicts listening to this podcast, if you don't,
and if you're a drug addict, please get some help. Get some help. It's a disease.
All right, man. Um, let's let's get into the show. All right, so we like to do our segments where we celebrate a black woman and a black man. So Jay, who is our black women crush for this week?
Okay, so this week I have two Black Women Crush Wednesdays because they made history. Now, if you're not a wrestling fan or anything, for the people who aren't wrestling fans, as of late, the last like 5 years, women in wrestling has become more serious. They're not just eye candy anymore. They're actually wrestling like the men, right? So WrestleMania was this past weekend. And for the first time in history, two black women were the main event on top of fighting for a title for the first time in WWE history. It's not the first time two black women fought for a title, but it's the first time they were a main event at WrestleMania, which is the biggest pay-per-view event of the year for like all like they put all the stops. It's WrestleMania. That's the big one. You know what I'm saying? So my Black Woman Crush Wednesday. My Black Woman Crush goes out to Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. They just they're beasts. Like Sasha Banks, she's been winning championships here and there. They've been doing her dirty. But like she been winning. She's a winner. Like she always wins. Like if she loses the title, they gonna give it to her in a couple months. You know what I'm saying? Bianca Belair, she's up and coming. She's a rookie. She's the first black woman to ever win the Royal Rumble, which is the Women's Royal Rumble, which they just started like a couple years ago. So like that's dope. And it's just it was like the passing, low key passing of the torch. Even though Sasha Banks is still in her prime, it was low key of the passing of the torch to this young black woman who's coming into the game. And it's just beautiful to see that like WWE is like embracing black women and black people in general, and because they have a really really bad history with stereotypes with black wrestlers. Like the Godfather was a pimp. Booker
Who?
T.
Booker T, bruh. He still has one of the greatest clips of all time.
When he said nigga,
When he said
he
nigga,
just
it looked away like he shouldn't have said it.
he's like, damn, I got too into it. And this historically they've always had like not very respectful with black athletes. Like also a black man just won. Bobby Lashley, who's my favorite wrestler as a child, he came back. He just won the title as well. So like we got a men WWE champion and a black man WWE champion, a black woman is WWE champion, which is dope. And
That's
Sasha
awesome.
Banks is Brandy's cousin.
Brandy, you said
Brandy and Ray
Brandy?
J. Brandy and Ray J. She's her cousin, Sasha Banks,
That's what's up.
right? And she's from Boston, which is dope. But she lost to Bianca Belair, so Bianca Belair's the champ now. So I don't really watch wrestling that often. I keep an eye on it, but when stuff like that happens, I gotta really look into it. But it's
Okay.
dope.
Well, you out here repping for your city. I see you, and I will be repping. Oh, I'm not repping for mine. I'm repping for the DMV. I'm repping for the DMV. My thank you black man this week is Tony Lewis Jr. I don't know if you watched the 85 South episode last week, but Tony Lewis Jr. Is a community leader in the DC area. Um, he he does a lot, but he's really big on helping those who have come home from jail to work their way back into society. He calls himself a violence interrupter. Um,
Okay.
Interesting story about him. His father used to roll with Rayful Edmonds. You heard of Rayful Edmonds?
Now who that?
Rayful Edmonds, back when DC was like the murder capital. Oh,
Oh
he was
damn.
a big time drug dealer in the DC area.
Okay.
And once him and his crew got arrested, they tried to blame Rayful Evans and his crew for people dying in the street. But once him and his crew got arrested, the murder rate like tripled in DC.
Damn.
Um, and Tony Lewis Jr.'s father, Tony Lewis, is the only one out of that group that still has not been released from prison. He actually has life with no parole, um, and which is really messed up. It's like, all right, he's in prison for selling drugs. It's been 32 years. So he's working on trying to get a pardon. He's working on trying to work with Biden to get his father pardoned right now. But
Oh, that's
just want
dope.
to thank Tony Lewis Jr. for his contributions to the city, all the things he's doing for the brothers in the area. He's also an author. Um, I'm going to write the books down in the Instagram. Trying to even find. Oh, he's an author. Tony Lewis Jr. Slug. The book called Slug. Check out the book Slug. I think he has another one
Slug.
that he just dropped. Um, he talked about it on 85 South Show. But shout out to him, man. And continue to do what you do. Best of luck.
That's dope. That's
Yeah, man.
dope.
Yeah.
You know, now you're talking about drug dealers around me. It's Snowfall. Franklin Satan had another epic scene.
All right, I gotta watch it. I mean, you know what? Should that be the Patreon? Can we watch Snowfall and talk about it?
I mean, the season's about to end. There's only like 2 episodes left, but we
Yeah,
could
can we
rewatch
just
it.
do like? Can we just watch Snowfall? We
You know
just go
what? Let's
episode
do
by
a
episode.
let's do a rewatch of Snowfall. Let us know what y'all think if you want us to
I think
do
that'd
a
be dope.
rewatch of Snowfall and commentate on it. Let us know.
I think that'd be dope. Anyway, Jay, let me get 30 seconds.
Oh, you need 30 seconds? You need 30 seconds, my brother? Let me get
I don't need to call
it
it a rant. I don't want to say it's a rant. It's just I got a PSA.
You just got something to say?
Yeah.
You just got something to say. The self got something to say. You ready?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Go.
To all my brothers out there over 50, I beg of you, please take care of yourselves. It just seems like every time I turn around, one of y'all got diabetes. You just ain't moving. I mean, of course you ain't gonna move like you used to, but we really got to do better. Like, don't let your pride get in the way of going to work out, eating healthier, and doing all the stuff you need to do. You know what I'm saying? DMX just passed away at 50 years old. That is way too young. There's too many brothers out here that's been passing away too young at that time. So all my brothers, take care of yourselves. There you go. Appreciate you, Jay. Thank you for giving me that moment. All right. Do you have a dirty joke this week? No, you don't you? It's a daggone shame. Did you mute me?
No, my AirPods connected to my phone when the timer went off. I usually set a stopwatch, but I set a timer by accident.
Oh, okay.
But you ran out of time. You did. Did you hear me say time?
Yeah, I heard you. I just kept talking. I ain't care.
Oh, I couldn't hear a word you were saying. I was like, anyways. Yeah, that's important. Take care of yourself. Let's do it. Let's talk about DMX passing real quick. Give him a few minutes, Like, it was a great man. Like, how do you feel about like him passing?
It's sad that he passed the way he passed because it was almost like, how else was he going to go? Somebody who was battling with that for so long. So it was just kind of messed up the way it happened. But he really was a dude that changed the culture. And I'm not saying this is like somebody who really listened to DMX. I was like a little kid when DMX dropped. And the way I grew up, I wasn't listening to DMX every day. But it was just like, at that time, he really was like the biggest thing out. Like, you heard his music. And like Mike, like you heard his music everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just, his music was played. We would get stupid hype before our football games.
Yeah.
I mean,
DMX
he brought the energy, bro.
Yeah, he brought the energy, and he was always like truly himself. He like gave everybody. He gave you what everything. Like, what you seen on TV was what you seen in real life, and it's like his authenticity is like, it's beautiful to have a person who's so like authentically themselves at all times. Every day.
His rap style, his cadence can never be copied.
Yeah, his voice was so unique that you can't even.
Come on, like, bro. Mess it with the dog. I had to bite
you. Yeah,
Like,
Well, the only
it
good
can't.
thing I could say out of this is that he's said before in the past that like if he were to die today,
He lived a good
he'd
life.
die happy. He
I'm
lived a
so
good life.
glad
Yeah.
that we was really able to give him his flowers. Like he was
Yeah.
able to do the versus battle, and he was able
Mm-hmm.
to go on Drink Champs. I mean,
Yeah.
he was able to do that. The wood that those videos of the Woodstock performance is absolutely nuts. And on
Yeah.
top of that, like Rough Riders goes down in history as like just one of the greatest crews of all time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he was the anchor. Him and Swiss Beast was the anchor for that.
Which is
So
beautiful, man. You know, R.I.P. DMX.
rest in peace. Rest in peace to the dog.
Rest in power. That's a new one I heard. Kind of like it.
Peace and power. What would you rather have?
No, no, I just heard.
I'm just
I've
asking.
heard rest in power. I don't know.
I always be wondering when people say that. Like when you, when it's time to be, give me peace. I, I don't care about the power. What
I
power
never
gonna
thought
do for
about
me
before.
if I'm dead?
Rest in power. I don't know. The greater power. I'd want peace too. If you think about it. I heard rest in power before, and I was like, that's interesting.
It makes you think, but it's like, does that?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. All right, man. Today we got Trap Soul by Bryson Tiller.
you sure do.
Hey, bro. I think we're gonna get a little personal today, at least for me.
Okay, okay.
So I
But
look
before we
forward to
get
it.
too deep, I got a funny joke. I got a dirty joke. I
What is it?
got a joke.
What we got?
You want to hear my joke? It's a good one. What did the toaster say to the slice of bread?
What?
I want you inside me. You like how I did the voice?
Toaster gonna burn her.
Oh my God. Who our guest today? We got a guest
Man,
today?
our guest is a good man, CJ. I don't know what his rapping name is, but he is an artist. He's also my cousin-in-law, living out there in Tampa right now. So I'm excited to really see what he's up to. Uh, he's one of those dudes in the family that nobody really knows what he's doing, but he's straight. He's straight.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, I'm excited to talk to him.
All right, let's get to it, man.
Yep.
All right, y'all. We got a real special guest with us today. Let me just say, one of the most solid brothers I know. And I say this with proof. My brother-in-law was having a baby, and there was nobody to watch my little niece. But my boy CJ was 2 hours or 3? 2 hours away. Last minute gave this man a call. I don't know what he was up to. He could have been making some money. He could have been with some hoes. We don't know. But he dropped everything for the family. So first, I want to say thank you for that, my brother. Second,
man, anything family. I appreciate you, bro.
we here with my boy CJ, man. CJ, how you doing, bro?
Hey, man, like I told you, dog, every day's a good day. Every day's a good day.
That's a fact, bro. Hey,
Sure is. At least try to.
what have you been up to? I'm sure the family would like to know.
Man, staying out of trouble, man. Working, making money, obviously. We making music and working out, you know what I'm saying? Keeping mind, body, spirit clean and staying out of things that's going to get me in trouble. So doing my best to keep every day a good day.
I respect it. So you making music. First of all, thank you for sending me your first single. Like the day before it dropped, I got the leak. I just want everybody to know. He sent it to me directly. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to nobody else on this song, but you did have the best verse. I'm gonna just throw that out there, bro. I
heard the
you
song
don't have
as
to
well.
say
You did
nothing.
have that. I concur. You did have the best verse.
You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to disrespect, but I will. CJ had the best verse on the song. And that's all we gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But you did good. I liked your verse, bro. You got some bars. You know what I'm saying? Just hope y'all, keep grinding.
Yes, sir. Every day. Every day.
So you currently reside in Tampa?
Yes, sir. Tampa, Florida.
Speak on that.
How's that?
How's that going?
Yeah, how is that?
Man, it's always sunny here. It's a good place to be. Where we're at is Tampa's like it's a hub for people honestly our age. So it's never really a lack of place. Obviously during the pandemic, not a lot of places to go. But Florida ain't really ever shut down. Let's be real about that. Let's be clear. Yeah. But there's always something to do. There's always spots, and we pretty much it's probably one of the most cultured places as far as Florida goes. So it's always a good time, and it's not hard to find it either. So I'm enjoying it.
That's what's up, man.
Was it crazy out there during the Super Bowl?
It was insane. We were talking about going to a bar. I was like, we should just stay here because number one, everybody's gonna be out. But after that, yeah, the city was crazy. Downtown, which is probably the richest part of Tampa, was absolutely insane. They was out there. They was out there shooting at one point, but they was also out there celebrating. So balance. That's what it's about.
Hey, usually how it goes. Someone shooting, someone celebrating.
Yeah. Exactly. I remember when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and I'm so glad that was not during Corona, because Lord, if they were shooting during Corona after the Bucks won the Super Bowl,
yeah,
I just want oh my goodness, that victory parade.
Especially,
Corona never stopped them down there, so I feel like it would have been the same.
They tried to play like they shut down.
Are you getting? You don't have to answer if you don't want, but do you plan on getting vaccinated?
I've been considering it. Because obviously the Johnson & Johnson just had like a slight mishap.
Yeah,
I never trusted that one.
Yeah, but the other ones I haven't heard anything because I try to figure out what makes the most sense, and obviously that does make sense to do. I'm just trying to make sure I ain't finna die later. You know what I'm saying? And if I was to do it, obviously it would be more so for my family back home, because I don't really, like I said, I'd stay out the way out here. So it's like I'm not really in any places really for any sort of contact. But when I try to go home, being on planes and all that other stuff, that would be more so for them. So I'm kind of juggling it. Obviously want to make sure niggas not dying first. You know what I'm saying?
That Johnson & Johnson, I never trusted that, man. The niggas make baby powder and baby lotion. What the fuck they know about vaccines?
What they know about vaccines?
What they know about
one shot? That's all you need is one.
Yeah, I'm like, everybody else has got two. Y'all making one, but y'all make baby powder that they had to recall. I don't trust them fools.
Not at all.
Hey man, your mama used that baby powder on you. That my mama used that baby powder on me. I don't know how they recalling this.
But there's nothing wrong with baby powder. I'm saying, how do you go from making baby powder to vaccine for a damn, like what? That don't make no damn sense. I heard that
financial opportunity.
That's a fact.
They tried to get some money, but Johnson & Johnson presents the vaccine. Now fuck that noise.
Baby lotion, baby oil.
And the vaccine in the middle.
Oh God. Okay, man. Today, man, we getting into, I want to say, one of the greatest R&B albums of the last decade. Maybe that's too much, but it definitely had an imprint.
It had a huge imprint.
We talking about TrapSoul by Bryson Tiller. This album dropped in 2015. So
wow.
CJ, my first question, bro. What was you up to in 2015?
2015. I had just moved to Florida in 2015, actually. So
what? Okay. What made you? First of all, where you from?
Maryland, shout out to the Bury. You know what I'm saying?
The Bury.
The Bury, Salisbury, Maryland, man.
Hey, that's Eastern Shore.
Eastern Shore.
It's an area I'm not too familiar with. What is
I'm
out
not
there?
too familiar with it neither.
Nothing. They got they got the university, you feel me? In Ocean City. That's really the two main attractions that the Eastern Shore really has. I mean, and Thrasher's Fries, try to give it.
Yo, Thrasher's Fries is the best.
It's like that.
That's Thrasher's.
The French fries. They literally just sell French fries, bro. They just make French fries all day. You go to the Boardwalk, Ocean City, French, like some of the greatest fries ever.
I don't know why more places don't do that. Like just sell fries. Because sometimes fries be hitting.
Thrasher, if you come, we'll go to Ocean City one time. Just literally go for the fries and drive back. Ain't nothing else.
Okay.
I'm playing. Ocean City is dope. But okay. So what made you want to move to Florida?
Man, basically, this was after my second year of college. I just ended Frostburg State University. And basically, what had happened was it was going terribly. As lack of a better words. And it's crazy because I've always been academically inclined. So it's like I wasn't really doing well. And it was one thing. It was funny because talking to my parents and my uncle, they're like, "Are you partying? You not going to class? Like what's going on?" I'm like, I'm not doing. I'm showing up in class every day. I'll be out I don't know why this just isn't going that well. So it was just at a point where I just feel like I want to just go somewhere else. And I didn't feel like creatively I could really do what I wanted to do in that area. I just feel like there was too many restrictions. Obviously, you know my parents and everything. I've lived a very sheltered life per se. So it was
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So to get out, I was just like, I need to change. The original plan, I was trying to get them to let me go to Arizona State. They weren't letting it happen.
Arizona State.
I didn't know that was the number one party school in the nation.
Arizona State. They don't even take an essay.
I didn't know.
My boy went to Arizona State for a semester and had to come home because he said it was too much.
Wow.
He said it was too much. He's like, I like to party, but damn, them niggas party. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day. They don't even go to class. He's like, there's people who go there and don't even go to class.
That's crazy because it's a Division One school, so I know they're expensive. Yeah. But yeah, that was the original plan. But that they kind of vetoed that. My second option was Florida. Another coast basically. And I had family here in St. Petersburg, which is about 40-45 minutes from where I'm at. So they was like, because I was 19 at the time, you know what I'm saying? And not freshly 19, but 6 months into 19. So it's like, if you're going to be somewhere by yourself, you need somebody somewhere just in case something happens. Yeah. I got one family member on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? I had my family so they was like, all right, so we can do that. And then that's how I ended up here. It was crazy because it really happened within a matter of 3 months. The semester was over. I was like, yo, I want to move. So between May and July, August is when basically I thought about it, found a place, kind of found a job, and just went. I didn't really have a job secured when I got here.
Oh, damn.
To be 100%. I was working at Chipotle and I was like, I think they'll transfer it. You know what I'm saying? Right. But right. It wasn't secure. They was like, oh, you still got to go through the interview process and all that other stuff first. I was like, dog, it's Chipotle.
They always say that.
What are we playing for?
Oh, man. Wow.
They always say that. Them big chains be like, yeah, you can go work at any Chipotle or any McDonald's, any Burger King. You can't do that. You got to start over.
Yeah.
And try to get that job again.
So you've always been my bad, Jay. Have you always been creative? You always been a creative person?
Not necessarily, but it was in a different sense. I feel like entertainment has always been something that I've been able to do, but in just different forms and facets. And basically, I guess growing up, it's not one of those things that was pushed. It wasn't discouraged, but it wasn't pushed. Obviously, the model that was pushed was go to school, get a job, work at that job, get a career, make good money, retire. Problem is now entrepreneurship is more the thing because you can work at a job for 30 years, but that don't mean you're going to get consistent raises. That don't mean you're going to retire with a good and a stable pension.
Not at all.
So
they don't do pension
obviously
no more.
they didn't know. yeah, exactly. No pension. 401k is garbage. Like all these things. So it's like they didn't know that. Otherwise, I'm sure they would have been like, yo, find something that you like to do and start on that now in your teen. So that way, by the time, you get to where I'm at now, you'll be somewhere established. So I always felt like entertainment was a thing, but I was like, since it wasn't pushed, I never really pursued it because I was still so focused on the thing that was being pushed. So,
what sparked you to start like going more towards figuring out what you want to do creatively as opposed to stay on that regular track that everyone tells you try to be on?
For real, I really never thought that like mentally I was supposed to be confined to a classroom. Because once you realize that there's so many things that you're being taught that you're not going to need, and you're not being taught a bunch of things that you will need, it kind of makes that whole idea and fantasy of it really go out the window. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's a lot of things that I would love, like, that I understand that you do need that going forward. But like for a lot of things, like especially now, it's not needed. And I think I saw that that's where kind of the trend was kind of happening. And I didn't like being in classrooms, right? Like college is half a scam because they charge you all this money to take classes that you already took. Why can you tell me why because I transferred to a community college here. First of all, not all of the credits that I had from my university transferred over to a community college. That doesn't make sense.
That don't make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Number two, I'm taking like an algebra class that I took in high school again because I had to retest or test that. I'm just like, why am I paying this much money to take something that I already took 5 years ago?
Hey man, it's always crazy because I try to like stand up for college, but I also understand where you're coming from. Like, bro, Jay know me. I slept in 85% of my classes. I went to sleep.
He always fell asleep.
But I would wake up for the notes and go back to sleep. That was also because we had like 4:45 practice. Like we was like football was everything, right? But I also
we had to take a lot of classes we didn't really necessarily
8 a.m. class. I just went to sleep. I was tired. Like, but I still managed. I would get the grades. I would go to my professor afterwards. She pretty much do the lesson over for me. Like that's just what we did. So I totally understand especially for people who not going like the med school route or the engineering route. It's almost like all they're gonna do in college really is tell you what books to read, which you can figure it out what books to read. That's really most of college reading books. But I see why you made the change, bro. I feel you. That's absolutely nuts, man. So earlier you said you were sheltered.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak? Yeah. Can you speak on that?
I guess growing up in a house where, because obviously dad's pastor, his dad pastors, and full of basically a church-driven family. So when you come from, obviously my mom grew up a little bit different than my dad did, but typically dad's making the final decisions on most
Mama
things,
fresh out of PG County.
Crossland High.
Crossland High.
It's different out there. Very different. So it's like, and the thing is, growing up though, I understood why, because we wasn't really allowed to really go a lot of places. Like I really wasn't hanging with, it was like, if I don't know their parents, you're not going. Which once again, growing up now, I understand that like 100%. But at the same time, like I said, I didn't like, I don't even think I never spent the night over like a friend's house ever in my life, like before. Like I went to maybe like 3 or 4 parties ever. I went to maybe like, I think I went to like the middle. No, did I go to any middle? I think I went to one middle school dance. I did go to like the prom and stuff in high school, but it's like, I had to come straight home after that. Like prom, everybody's going to like Ocean City, going somewhere else to celebrate after. I'm on the party bus on the way back home. You know what I'm saying? So so growing up, it wasn't like a crazy environment because like I said, I understood. I've always been understanding of like why these things, because people be tripping, but that's just how it was.
So
I totally feel you. Because growing up, bro, I was almost, I'm not like a pastor's kid, but growing up, it was a lot of times where it was like, I know my parents gonna say no. Like half the events they doing,
yeah.
like I'm not finna give her this invite. I just not, because I already know what the answer is gonna be. Like we really was. It was just literally go to school, come home. If I don't know their parents, you're not going. It's just what it is.
Hey,
What you about to say,
I
Jay?
did not grow up like that at all. I said I didn't grow up like that at all. I also had a different situation, but still. I was sheltered when I was younger. Like I experienced it like both sides, like being sheltered from like till about I was 10. And once I turned 10, things changed in my life and I wasn't sheltered anymore. I was kind of like, yeah, Jalen's just there. Like, you want to do something, go do it. Yeah, yeah. Come in by the time the light on.
So, CJ, let me ask you, like, how do you feel like your upbringing affected your relationship with the opposite sex, or your relationship with women? I don't know why I said that, but
how has it? I really don't like going out, and I think it's because I was never really able to really go out like that. So it's like I don't really care to be outside and doing a bunch of adventurous things because my life was school, sports, church, and home. So it's like now it's just like really not one of those things. I don't really care to leave the house. So it's like, and also growing up, my mom would always tell me, don't be spending your money on all these little girls. So I don't really be spending money on them. Well, now, I mean, honestly, now as an adult, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then you gotta do what you know what I'm saying? You gotta, take out girls, date and all that other good stuff. But like, that just wasn't things that I was doing for the majority of my life, bro. I hate that.
So like once you like started experience like going out and stuff, like it just wasn't like it didn't impress you or anything. Like, because I know a lot of people when they're told they're not allowed to go out or anything.
Mm-hmm.
When they go out, they're like, oh, this is crazy, and they just lose control. So
yeah, and I think it wasn't really that impressive for you. Like, because when I going to Frostworks a party school out in the mountains because there's nothing else to do. But even being out there, my thing was being at a kickback with some like people that I know, and then obviously bringing a couple more people in type thing. But it's like the bigger party and stuff like that never really appealed to me because it's like I unless you're extremely intoxicated, it's very hard to have fun around a bunch of people that I don't know, and I'm not the person to just go and start making friends with random people like that, especially if like we don't have any mutuals. I don't know. I'm not gonna walk up on you and start a conversation. So it's like in an environment like that, that's just not me.
that's a fact. That's a fact. I know. Yeah. I remember, like when I like freshman year of college, man. It was funny because Jay,
I didn't go out till Halloween. The first month, I didn't leave the room.
I was the one like, Jay, let's go, bro. Like, let's go somewhere.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But even so, the parties still weren't like impressive. It was just like, this is what it is. Like, and then now I'm at the point, well, especially because I'm married, but even before that, it was just like as soon as I got somewhere, I wanted to go back. Like I just like, what's the point of me being here? You feel me?
I got a new philosophy this summer. I'm only going to day parties.
Ooh, that's fire.
Back home by 8-9 o'clock. That's ideal for me right now.
And yeah, man. And then it's like dealing when it came to women, I feel like growing up, bro, I saw a lot of dudes put a lot of effort and get no results.
So it hurts to watch.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Exactly. I saw a lot of dudes put in effort and get no results. For me, I was just always like, I'm not finna do the most. Not for a woman. And God bless Black women. You're amazing. You're special. But for me to really go out my way, especially with a sober mind, you gotta be kidding me.
Damn.
I've seen seen people on the phone. I ain't gonna put no names like this, so I'm saying people. I've seen people on the phone, and he like, what I gotta do? What I gotta do? And she be like, buy me a necklace. We was like, man, cause in high school, I'm like a necklace.
It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing.
Dude, I couldn't even imagine buying jewelry in high school. In high school?
I had no money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's buying it?
Where's the money? Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of
Like,
this is spoken in TrapSoul, bro. Like, as much as Bryson Tiller is like, I'm gonna get my woman back, I'm this dude. I feel like I'm listening to a dude that I never have had to work. Like, I've never even tried to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of this has just been
like
me
I'm
doing
trying, yeah.
Like, I know, especially for me, I know at least my relationship early on, it was like I just always moved the way I moved, and she followed. Like, it really wasn't me being like the aggressor here, like trying to impress somebody. Like, nah, I was just doing me. You know what I'm saying? But it had to get to a point, especially when you older and like,
Facts.
and you messed up.
Yeah.
Because it's all good till you mess up.
It's all good till you mess up.
And you really gotta put the work. When Tiller said, I'm coming back for good, let them niggas know it's back. When you make that up in your mind, go ahead, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, dog, it's one of those things, because when it comes to, you know, acquiring women, I don't know how you want to say this, when it's everything's better natural, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, because it's like, obviously you can go to the hot pursuit route, but like you said, I've seen a lot of that, and a lot of it yield little to no results. For real, if you just a dope person, women love personality, you know what I'm saying? So if you like have that, then you're prone to fall into something at some point, you know what I'm saying? And so it's, I don't know, man. It's very...
every time I pursued a woman, it's never worked. Like, every time you think about it, every time like you have like, think about it, like
that's facts.
You see my life, Tyler.
I'm seeing like
every time I've had a crush, never worked. But when you just chilling, that's when you end up just falling into something, like you said.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because the way I was witness to you and your fiance, and you know, initially it was, I don't want to say it was a joke, but initially it was a joke. Like, Jay was like, I'm gonna take her on a date. So he does it, and she like, nah, you ain't it.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like 2 months later, she like, Jay, can you rub my back? And we was like, what
Excuse me?
hell is going on?
I was like, what? How do I've never
Where do I put my hands?
Don't know how to like, what? I don't know. I have no idea. I forgot about that.
That was so crazy when, bruh, when I tell you, you ain't even tell me. Like, people came to me like, bruh, she asked Jay to rub her back. And I was like, stop playing. And all of us like, look in the room. And you just like, you look over at us like, what am I doing? Like, it was funny. Oh man.
I forgot about that.
That was the moment, bro. That's when we knew, bro. This is different. That's hilarious.
That's actually
Yeah, even with my ex, I didn't try. Every girl I've ended up with, I didn't try.
Everything's natural, and you know when it's real, it's natural. If you got to force that joint out, it's not for you. It's important to understand that before you get too deep into doing whatever it is.
Bruh, if you feel like
that
you're forcing it, man, if you feel fellas, if you feel like you're forcing it, just stop. Just stop. And there is a difference between forcing it and doing a little work. You know,
Very big difference.
Yeah.
we do gotta find that medium. But if you feel like
What would you consider forcing it? Like
if you
like
don't know why you
forcing
doing
it to work.
something, bro. That's for me. If you don't know why you doing something, if you about to go over again, you be like, bro, why am I even doing this? If you ever had to say that to yourself, turn around. That's for me. CJ, what about you?
I I think it's about the reciprocation. I think it's more so about like if you're putting in the effort, there should be something shown from her side that she recognizes that and it's appreciated. If you just keep doing things and there's been no tangible result, nothing at all, then yeah, hang it up. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Have hugs, you know what I'm saying? You get text back every 6 hours, and then you know what I'm saying, every time you try and get out with her or whatever, there's an excuse, you know what I'm saying? She'll give you a date, she lets you take you out once during the month or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time you like
when she hungry.
When she hungry, when she feel like when she's free, you know what I'm saying? Because women will make time for people who they might have not had no time before, but once they like you, they got nothing but time for you. So if she ain't got no time for you, she does not like you. Point blank. That's the way that it works.
If she hits you with a that's nice or that's sweet, get out. Oh. Just run. That's the end of it. That's sweet. And it's not even, you didn't even do anything that sweet or nice. It's like, damn, you gotta get out, bro. Just get out.
Man. Man, all right. So at the end of Let Them Know, Bryson, he hits us with the, you so different, nothing like them other bitches. Excuse me for the words. So CJ, like, what do you feel? What a woman that you're interested in, like, what makes her? I guess everybody has that moment of like, bruh, she different. So how is a woman different to you? Like,
man, it's the mentality, I think. Because for me, I'm a person who's really into conversation. So it's like if we can talk like for real, and have an intellectual discussion, because a lot of people on both sides can't carry a conversation. Everything's become so internet and social media driven that you don't really have to do the work for a real conversation anymore. So it's like, for me, the big thing is somebody that I can talk to and feel comfortable with talking to as well. Because not everybody who will let you talk to them is a good person to really have that conversation. It's that's my thing. It's just, I need to be able to talk to you. You need to be able to talk back to me in a way that makes sense, to which we get to some sort of understanding. That's what I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? This might be something that we can get into.
Those are some excellent words. Let me just add on to that. At least for me, right? That does not mean texting. Well, at least for me, I've come to learn that like texting is not my thing, but I'm good. Like, we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Don't send me essays. This is like, like, that's not us having a
Ain't
convo.
nothing worse than a text you gotta scroll through to read.
Speaking of that, random story from the album. I was doing my research on the album. Right My Wrongs. Excellent song, by the way. The story behind that is the girl he was talking to sent him like an email, like a whole essay. And this nigga said, and I was reading it, and I was just inspired to write a song. he replied. He replied. He went and wrote a song for the album.
Wow. Crazy.
Fam, I'm telling you.
He just never responded? He just never responded?
He just made the song. He figured if I make a song, she could just play this back.
In email, if you guys send me an email, you probably can't reach. There's a reason you can't reach me right now.
Hey, man.
You feel me?
That's the last resort.
Like,
that's crazy, because that's one of my favorite songs off the album. That's crazy.
Word. Like, has the essay ever worked, bro? I don't, not for me. I love nothing like
Huh?
when my wife, when we was talking, when she would send me, and Jay would be there, she would send me the essays, and I'd hit her back with the got you. Like I hit her back with that. You right.
What?
Either that, or
My heart dropped.
I would either do that or I would call her. Like I'm not about to try and respond.
That's
to
the best
every single
response.
part of the message.
Because the best response is just call.
Yeah,
Doc got you.
You're better off just
So-
calling.
In what context is this? Like, what are you getting an essay for? I think that's
All
really
right.
important.
Let's speak on this. That was actually like part of one of my questions for this. Back in the day, we talked about this before, but I always went out in college. Like
Mhm.
as much as it was like, this could be the wackest weekend ever. I'm gonna go out, see what's going on. You only in school for a couple years. You just go out, see what's going on. And most of the time, shout out to her. She would be studying so hard on the weekends, and she would be like, stay in one time, just be on the phone with me. I'll just be like, God. Out and about. I would try, keeping the conversation going, but next thing you know,
we wouldn't even be doing anything neither. That's the crazy thing.
We wouldn't even be doing.
We just be outside
walking.
Yeah.
We just
walk from one place to the next place. Stay in a
man.
crowd of white people. It was weird.
Which brings me to Don't.
Mhm.
So the story behind Don't, right? This is what Tiller said. The way he wrote it was he was somebody else. The other dude in the song that's talking to the girl, he's talking about himself. So he's like, the dude that's like, girl, he only fucked you over because you let him. Like he's talking about Tiller. So he's writing the song from the instance of somebody else talking about him.
Wow. So he's writing from someone else's perspective, talking about
him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, CJ, my question is, let's just take whatever any relationship you've been in. It don't even matter, right?
Mhm.
Let's just. I'm sure you can remember like the worst part of maybe the worst relationship or whatever relationship you've been in.
Mm-hmm.
What would another dude come in and say about you at that point?
Oh man, what they did say about me? Here's the thing, man. It's there's first of all, there's always somebody waiting. But it's one of those. I guess the main thing, because for some odd reason, girls like to do this thing to where they tell me what another dude said about me after she explained to them the situation. I guess it's to warrant some sort of changed behavior. And I'm okay, sure, I get it. I don't know these niggas. There's nothing for me. But anyway, but yeah, it was something more so along those lines, like, if you're gonna keep going back to him, he's gonna keep doing this, or he's doing this because you won't do this, and I would never, somebody else would never do you like that, and all these other things. He's playing with you. He's not serious about it. He don't want you around. They do that sort of thing, and I've always felt like it was interesting because on my end, I have a lot of friends of the opposite sex, and so when they come to me, and even if it's a girl, first of all, ain't no girl that I'm interested in telling. Never mind. I was like, even if it's a girl I'm interested, that's just not happening. We're not having that conversation. That has nothing to do with me. But like for my female friends who are coming to me and letting me know, hey, this is happening. That's never really ever been my point of conversation, to let them know how terrible this person is. I think it's because it's a moment of empathy, because I've also been on that other side. So I was like, I can almost get where, because I've been there too type thing, but it's like at the same time, like, yo, people just be very interested in not necessarily ruining was it because obviously if I'm doing things that aren't okay, then I'm the one that's ruining it. But it's like if you want to have that conversation, I feel like there's better ways to do it than try to bound out the other person because it's like you're not gonna get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So what would you was you in the wrong at all? Like was you doing anything that was in the like relationship wise?
I don't. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about this question in general. Like, are you saying that this is like someone else who's trying to get with your girl and what they're saying about you, or is it just another man in general?
I think what I guess I'm trying to ask is what would you say you was trying to get with a girl? What would you say about you at that time? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What would
so
you
like,
say
what would you
about
say
you
about
at that
yourself?
time? Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was talking about like someone's trying to holler at your girl.
Nah, say you trying to holler at your girl. Like you're another person. Say you trying to holler at your girl. What would you say about you?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I've always been because the thing is I've been asked questions like this before. Like a girl would ask me, if I was your sister, what would you tell me to do regarding this situation? And I'm always, try to be upfront as possible. I would have told you leave a long time ago. That usually that would be my answer. And then obviously I get looked at like I'm crazy. But it's like at the same time, what you want me to say? If I saw the things that I was doing, because there was a point where I was wilding, you know what I'm saying?
What was you wilding? What would you do, CJ? let's speak on it. Let's dive in. Pause.
The last 6 years have been crazy. I would say there was a time where at the job that I was working at, I was fraternizing with maybe more than one young lady there at a certain specific time. And I guess the problem was it wasn't really like a secret. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is also that the people who are involved like to act like they don't know. So it's like when you're in a situation like that, when everybody knows, especially the two people that you're also involved with are aware, it makes everything a little bit more difficult because then nothing's like a secret. So they talk to one person about something that happened with me. Then they tell somebody else who ends up telling this person about something that happened between them and me. And then they're talking about what happened between me and them. So it creates a very toxic work environment, to say the least. I would never recommend getting involved with a coworker, let alone two. Probably not a good idea.
That just sounds like a lot of mess. Like,
yeah.
Like you getting dirty looks walking into work.
It was all of that. And because there would even be times where we, as a, work group, we'll go out and, we might party on the weekends. Sometimes those got a little bit tense because everybody want to be there. And of course I'm there, you know what I'm saying? I ain't soft. We all gonna show up together and see what happens.
So would it be like, would you, I'm just joking now, but like, would this be like a competition in your own head? Like who's going to work harder to get me to go home with him?
Nah.
Like, which one?
Dog. No, man. Like it got to a point where like, it was just, I guess, that's a very interesting question. No, the answer is no to the question. Because it's like at some point you like once you get to a certain age, you just realize how tiring it actually is to have to maintain something like that. And I was like 19, 20 at the time, so I had hella energy. You know what I'm saying, to be putting up with stuff like that. But like looking back on it now, I'm like, even if I wanted to do it, I just don't have the patience at all.
Yeah. This dude I work with just told me how his brother had 9 girlfriends. 9. And they didn't know about each other till his mother's funeral. So he bought them all the same piece of jewelry. I was like, who has that time to maintain 9 women?
CJ, your situation sound like Sound like the last scene in How to Be a Player.
Nah,
My man just trying to duck.
Man.
Trying to get out there.
Making sure one's
unscathed.
in one room while you're going to another room with the other one.
when I tell you that probably I could do a Netflix series, really, and it would be really entertaining. I promise you it would. Dog, it was great. And I think that's probably why TrapSoul had a huge impact on me back in 2015.
Okay.
Because of how I was living life, really. Because like I'm like, oh shoot, I feel that too. You know what I'm saying? That joint hit.
Yes. I definitely feel you, man. I was out. Yeah. Every song was just hitting just a little bit differently at that
a
little
time. Bit too hard, dog.
That time,
yeah.
It like went through everything. Like if you was like going through like heartbreak, it had songs for that. When you go on it, then from the heartbreak to when you going in that savage mode where you're like, I don't care, I'll mess with anyone, anybody. You feel that, and then when you with her, then when you got the girl, it has that component too of like now I'm in love. Like it was like a whole vibe of like a relationship ending and starting again. Like,
all right, Jay, giving you that same question. What would at the worst point of your relationship? Maybe not the one you're in now, because you seem to be doing well. Oh, maybe this one. What would you say about yourself?
I have no idea. Like I couldn't even. Like I've been thinking this while we was talking about it, and I couldn't tell you. Like we don't do nothing. I don't do nothing to like.
What about your relationship with the quote unquote devil?
The devil,
AKA,
you can say it.
AKA Lil Nas ex girlfriend.
What?
Lil Nas X, man, he had that video with the devil. Never mind. All right, what about your previous relationship, bro? What would you say at your worst point? Like, what would you say about yourself? No, like, what was you doing wrong? What was you doing wrong?
Oh, like what I would say, okay. Just being rude. I got to the point where I was just like, I don't care. Like I don't want her to come somewhere. Just don't come. No, don't come.
Bruh, she showed up to the senior game and he was just like, why are you here?
I felt bad, man. I was like, why'd you stay after the game? I don't even know why you came to the game. I didn't play. What are you watching? You stand there looking nice. Nah, I don't know. Maybe just honestly run, get out, get away. Like if I was talking to her trying in her ear about me, I would have told her to leave. and if someone was talking to me, about her, I would have told me to leave. So like it was just so toxic and not healthy at all. Like it had its good moments, but like the bad moments just snowballed into worse and worse moments. But now I just gotta stop being a know-it-all. That's what it is. Don't be a know-it-all.
That nigga talk to you like he know everything. Fuck that,
right?
Okay.
You know what I also think is like interesting, like, is that with something like, especially something like this, like you said, what would I say to me at the craziest times of all my relationships? Is that like, I guess coming to understanding with myself, like, talking to this other person, like, this person doesn't seem like they're ready to do whatever it is that you want to do. They don't seem like they're ready to really start on whatever path or whatever journey that you're trying to be on. Now, granted, he might have told you this when it started. Cool, that's beside the point. Don't matter anymore right now. But with that being said, if that's the case, it's okay to not be there. I think a lot of people get feelings too entangled with what reality really needs to be at. People think if you like or love a person enough, then you can get them to do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, we grown. So we going to do what we want to do regardless. So it's like, if whoever that person that you with, not making the decisions to do the things that you feel like they need to be doing to make sure that you're happy, it's not a place you need to be at.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts, bro.
exactly.
Facts. I'll say that I'm gonna talk about. All right, so at the time when this was in heavy rotation for me, I was in a quote unquote relationship with another person. Okay, so at that moment, first I'll talk about with the other person. I'll say, I would have said to her, that man is still broken. He hasn't healed. He's not ready for this. Like, he is still in love with the other person. You need to fall back. You will go through some bullshit.
Right.
Like, that's exactly what happened. Now, the relationship I'm in now, maybe not now because I'm pretty good, but like in college, that was a worst point. You would have been like, that nigga ain't really paying no attention to you. Like, he rock with you, but he ain't paying no attention to you. He ain't making no effort. He trying, but I could treat you better. Just straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so this question just like is an idea, like your yourself now asking a past talking to your past self
Hey, look,
about
man,
you.
if another version of yourself was interested in your woman and came up to her, was saying, and then talking about you, like why you should leave him.
Oh, okay.
That's what the song was
makes
about, bro.
Yes. It
That
just
nigga
all
Tiller was
connected to
like,
me.
that man didn't show any effort. Do all I can show you special. It ain't nothing like not showing no effort. Cause real talk, it makes me think, right? Because we in this age of women talking about my man gotta have money, guy, he gotta be successful in this in career wise in this area. But like, do you really want someone who is going to put more effort into, like, of course you should have something that's like you're into, but like, do you really want a man that's like not putting no effort into you? He's just there.
Yeah.
He'll pay for the dinners.
All he
You know what I'm
all he
saying?
puts in effort into is the financial part and not the relationship itself.
I don't think people realize like what effort is in today's society. Like, I don't know, a lot of relationships in my mind have seemed to, you know, they come and go without really planting no roots.
It
You feel me?
I feel like when the criteria they talk about a lot of time is it's more like financial. I need someone to support me. I need someone to who's tall. It's like superficial things. A lot of times, like when you see like people making jokes about like, oh, if he ain't got a job, he ain't for me. Like the granted, it's
You
good
need a
that
job.
you
Niggas
need a
need a job.
job, but like there's more to you should have a higher like more to it than just him having a job.
No, but see, I think employment means something. I think it says something about who you are. Like, okay, if you're an entrepreneur, that's great. I mean, are you like getting up every day and treating that entrepreneurship like a job? Or are you working? I think as a man, you gotta work. Like, I'm sorry, you can't be
Facts.
like, that's different from he needs to pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? At least, like, if as a woman, I feel like he should be able to handle his own. Like, I don't know, bro. I've heard stories of women just paying for like everything a nigga does, and I'm just like, I feel like the signs
He's
are there.
driving
You
them to
just not
work in their
seeing.
car and then having the car all day.
Baby
No
boy.
reason. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how my nigga got through Baby Boy with that. Nigga made through the whole movie with that woman. Like, damn, bro, you ain't doing nothing. That nigga was steal clothes from a truck and sell them at the barbershop.
It's crazy. Nah, but I think think that's an interesting. Well, I mean, I think it's like you said, it's a necessary thing. Like as a man, you got to have. You know, you don't work, you don't eat. That's the basis of it. I think also social media has done a good job of kind of jading what that having money thing really means, because once you get into real life, you realize that a lot of women split things happen. A lot of women don't even want you spending all their money on them. A lot of women don't care how much you make unless you work it for real, for real. Like obviously, you know, everybody wants a certain standard of life, but there's a difference between a man who doesn't have a lot of money and a broke man. There's a very, very big difference between those two, because people hate to hear it when they say like broke is a mindset, but it really is not necessarily saying like you don't have a lot of money. It's because of mindset. It's because if you don't have the mentality to get up and go to, like there's people who don't have a job who don't care that they don't have a job. That's broke. There's people who not making any money. That's what broke is.
Yeah,
facts.
You get up, you go to work every day. You not broke, you underpaid. It's a very big difference. But obviously, like you said, I mean, we as men, we don't want to date broke women either. I wouldn't expect a woman to want to date me when I ain't had no money. Granted, they have. I don't get it. Ain't none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I don't get it.
Shout out to all my fellas out there with hella money in your savings, but you still ain't got nothing. Or they be like, shit, I ain't got it, bro. Put that finger on their head, bro. Shit.
the way things set up right now, I ain't got it. Knowing they do got it.
Take my check in my savings account. The way I got to transfer the money into the check in 2 days.
You got 2 days to transfer.
Oh man. All right, CJ, what's your favorite song on the album?
Dog, I was having such a hard time trying to figure that out. Cause it's like you said earlier, it's two different sides of like Tiller here. There's like gritty Tiller who just rapping on that joint, and then there's like R&B Tiller. You feel me? I'd probably say overall, my favorite joint was on the deluxe version of it, the Rambo joint with the Weeknd on it. That joint was tough. That's probably my favorite joint on there.
It was.
For real.
I did like that was a good surprise for the deluxe.
Yeah.
Ironic, he dropped that right before he dropped Anniversary, which came out literally 5 years on the exact day after TrapSoul dropped.
He recorded it at the same studio where he recorded
TrapSoul.
What the hell was that? He recorded the same studio he recorded TrapSoul.
Yeah,
that's why I called it Anniversary.
Did you hear Anniversary, CJ? You listen to that one?
I did. I
rock with it. It ain't TrapSoul, but I rock with it.
I feel like TrapSoul was it wasn't just like good. It was also like it like kind of made a cultural shift a little bit.
Music changed a little bit. Like there's a whole different genre of rap now. Like I feel like that's a genre like raw wave, all the mother singing it. Mooski is a direct correlation from TrapSoul, bro. Like, who else be singing, just singing their life out?
PNB Rock.
Who that nigga, man?
Vori.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
Low key NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah.
Low key. But
yeah, Bryson Tiller, like it was just like a whole movement, a whole vibe when he started that, because then people started trying to copy that and emulate that, and I feel like that's why he's having a hard time like recapturing that. It's like
I think he
not recapturing, but like doing better.
I think he getting there. I did like Anniversary. I mean that joint where he had with Drake. Drake kind of killed it. He killed that joint.
Yeah.
Out of Time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I got that song. That's one song I do remember from him.
Jay, what's your favorite song on the project?
Exchange. They got that good mix of like the singing and then the savage. I first felt like he was like a smooth savage. Like just listen to it, it's just like he's just so smooth,
bro.
When he switches from the singing, he goes break it down, and then he just starts going, and then he starts rapping. I was like, this song's good. I
was listening to TrapSoul a little bit before I really listened to Exchange, but I was just walking on campus. At the time, I'm just like going through stuff like internally, like just not feeling like my relationship was gonna work out. I just had a feeling I was gonna do some BS. I just had the feeling. I was just like, bro, something just don't feel right about it. And I just know, I just had a feeling in my mind like it just wasn't about to work. And when he said, Lord, please save her for me, bruh, like I literally felt my stomach like turn. Like literally once he said that, my stomach turned. I literally paused the song and literally prayed, Lord, please save her for me. Because I'm really about to do, I don't know what I'm about to do, but it's not gonna be right. I swear on everything, bro. I literally just stopped. And I said that, bro. My man's heard me. For that's a fact. But it's interesting though. He says waiting on a sign. Guess it's time for a different prayer. And I'm just like, that's kind of crazy. A lot of people want some visual. You want a sign. You want. It's almost a whole message. You want the Lord to give you a sign. You won't just ask him. You won't just ask him what you want.
Facts.
Lord been giving you signs the whole time, but you don't talk to him, so you don't even know what the sign is, but you want to give you a sign. You better ask him. You better be direct. Everybody want to cut corners with that, man. Don't do it.
Yeah, that was such an impactful line for real.
Yeah,
bruh.
And like you said, like when you because I felt it too, but then like half of me felt like disconnected from it as well, because like you said, 2015 I was wild. So it's like I got a conscience, you know what I'm saying? I got a conscience for real. So it's like part of me was like save her for me, but the other part of me was like save her from me type joint.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Save her.
Because it's like save her from, get her away from me, because it's like I understand that I can't do what she wants me to do, but I also don't have the mentality to tell her to stay away. You know what I'm saying? Boy. So it's like that was the prayer that I was praying at that time when I heard that. Like, God, like I can't keep doing this.
I was going through a breakup when I heard this song, and when I heard the Save Her For Me, I was like, when you first break up with a girl, you're still on the like, even though it's not a good relationship, you're still in that phase where you're like, maybe I should just go back. Maybe we'll work out in the future. Maybe this and that. All this is going through your head while I'm still trying to figure out what's best for me. And I hear that line, I'm like, damn, maybe I screwed this. Maybe I fucked up. Maybe I screwed this up. Maybe I, like,
like the boy had you thinking. Like,
like, but I look back at it, it's like, nah, that's not who he was talking. That's not who I should have been thinking about. I should have been thinking about who I'm with now, because it was like boom, boom. Now I'm in a good relationship, and like the pieces fell.
Exchange was different. I
that
thought
song
Exchange
was just so smooth
Don't.
too. Yeah.
Personally, Exchange was tougher than Don't in my eyes, but I see why Don't got was the single, but that Exchange was tough, bro.
Exchange. I personally thought Exchange was better than Don't. Don't was the most popular, but I think it just had that moment where no one could time up where he says Don't.
I think the reason why Don't went so crazy, like crazier than Exchange was, because I think, like, I agree with y'all. I think overall Exchange was a better song, but I think women drive the industry. So hearing Don't play with her, don't be dishonest, you know what I'm saying? I want you bad as ever, you know what I'm saying? Facts. They heard that and it's like, that's
what I need to hear
now. You know what I'm saying? That's a tweet now. You feel me? That's what that was.
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, when the last time you told a girl you got my soul?
Absolutely never.
I'm like, that's a good line. That's in my back pocket right there.
Yeah,
that's a great one for y'all.
Yeah, it's in my back pocket. It's in my back pocket.
See, they like, I'm gonna hold on to that. Put that in the drawer, way in the back.
Yeah, way.
You put it in your sock. You put it in your sock drawer, and you can't. You see it every now and again. I just put it back.
My favorite was Exchange too, but I think my second boy, it's tough. For however long was really good.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah.
I think Sorry Not Sorry though.
That one was tough.
He had a lot of very good songs on his album.
It was a great switch up.
Yeah.
I felt that one, bro. I felt that one because there's nothing wrong with just like breaking up with somebody.
Nothing wrong with it.
And not regretting, not having no regrets. It's just like, what you want me to say? Like, you wasn't it. I ain't do nothing wrong to you. You ain't do nothing wrong to me. It wasn't it.
So with my experience with this album, since I was going through a breakup at the time, when I got to this song, all the dots of maybe I fucked up went right out the window. I was like, you know what? Yeah. F that hoe. I was like, F her. Like, I'm not sorry. What am I sorry for?
Bruh, but it's also like every nigga did you wrong except for me. Like it next time you see me, don't forget I was good. I was good to you. Like, don't come at me with no disrespectful stuff just because I said it's over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't cheat on you. I ain't do no craziness. It just wasn't it.
Right.
Let me stop. I'm getting out of here.
I think that's extremely important, right? Because people think that in order to break up means something had to go bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just, like you said, it's just not it. And it's okay because it's like, I don't gotta cheat on you for this not to work out. I don't gotta hate you. I could genuinely love you, but could understand that there's just something that's just not there that I feel like should be there. And it's just not. And that's what the case is. People think every breakup gotta be ugly. And if we can break up on good terms, then we should just be together. I'm like, it's not how it works. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But people don't get it.
That's interesting because we had that conversation a few episodes ago about the Quavo and Saweetie thing, and we was talking how why is every time a celebrity and somebody breaks up, it's always like the man cheated on her and this and that. And that's not how it always goes. That's not usually how relationships, a lot of times relationships do break up, like it just didn't work out. And like you could see how in the media they like when it's a relationship like that, like they just literally say they broke up and there's no drama behind it, nothing. But then when there is something, there's always this drama and this and that, and people are tweeting, making jokes and this and that, but no one makes jokes when it just doesn't work out.
So the media be pushing it in a certain way so that
exactly.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I still don't think, man. Look, hey Quavo, man, stay low, lay low. You messed up. That elevator was messed up, bro. Lay low. All right, sweetie, and wait on that album. You know what I'm saying? Icy Gang. You know what I'm saying? My type. Nigga, that's my type. Oh man. All right, y'all. Worst song on the album. That's
I think
so
my
hard.
least favorite, because I don't think he had a bad song on this album. I'll probably say my least favorite would probably be Sequence. The Sequence. Just because I'm indifferent about it. Like it was, I think overall it's a decent song, but to me there wasn't anything really catchy or quotable really from that. Besides a little fight breakup, then that joint. But like other than that, I think every other song has something that was more quotable or something that was more likely to stick here in my head, or I felt like a little bit more.
I agree with that. You're right. The Sequence always kind of just pops up, and you're like, it's good, but I don't remember it.
It's forgettable. Because I was thinking Overtime, but then I started thinking once you said that the Sequence really doesn't have anything going with it, it reminded me. I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, the Sequence that is the worst song because it literally you forget about it. There's nothing memorable about it.
That's a fact. All right. So CJ, man, our three
Our
kings,
big three.
the big three, our big three on
Big
this
three.
show: Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake.
Mhm.
Where would you put them on the album?
Where I put them? Where?
Where would you
Where
put it?
would you
What song
feature
would you
them?
put?
Where would you feature them on the album?
Oof. On TrapSoul?
Yeah.
Shoot. I think that's crazy. That's a crazy question. I think that I would like to hear Kendrick on Rambo. I think because it's gritty,
Yep.
and Kendrick can get, I think, more gritty than the other two. I think Cole, the crazy part is Cole already rapped on the Don't Beat, which is the crazy part about it.
Oh yeah, he did.
Facts.
So
He did.
Facts.
so I'm like that's the one that sticks out for me, for him.
Yeah.
So even if we were to get it, obviously subject matter wise more relatable, I'm like that would be a great place for him to do that.
What was the name of that song? I can't remember it.
What was that? I forgot what that song was
It
called.
was on
what
For Your
song that
Eyes
was?
Only. Hold on.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
on For
I
Your
forgot
Eyes
that
Only.
song. I forgot he did that.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that joint, I was like, why does this beat sound so familiar?
This question is hard because I could see every single one of them on every song.
Immortal. No, not Immortal. My bad, y'all. Deja Vu.
Deja Vu.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Deja Vu. I think the problem is that I could see Drake literally on because of the fact that Bryson Tiller, style wise, as far is the closest to what Drake set as a precedence in the game. So it's like, it's hard to see. So I would probably, maybe, shoot, I don't even know, dog. I'm trying to figure out. I'm like looking at all these, and I'm like, he could be on any of these. I think hearing him on Right My Wrongs would be because that's a Drake thing. That's also a very Drake thing to be doing, is righting your wrongs. So I think that would be an interesting one to hear him on.
Okay. Man, you got your picks, Jay?
Yeah, I got mine.
Go ahead, bro.
Drake, I could see him on Exchange, Sorry Not Sorry, and maybe in Rambo. Like those three songs I could see Drake on instantly. That was the first person I thought of every time I hear those songs. Cole, I like Rambo too for Cole, but I was thinking, yeah, that was a really good one because I couldn't think of Cole. Yeah, Cole on Rambo would be crazy. And then no, Cole on. I'm having a hard time now. I had them all picked up. I'm thinking about this. It's like, and
all right,
I'm trying to think of Kendrick. Put Kendrick on. Let me look at the track list again. Put Kendrick on. Let him know. I feel like that might sound good.
Okay.
I feel like that might be a little interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it's a little interesting.
I'd be curious to hear how that go.
Yeah.
All right. I'm putting Drake on 10-9-14. Bryson was like the recognition from Drizzy alone. I remember when they started showing memory phone. So I'm gonna just go ahead and slide Drake in there just so he could be cocky. He could say something like just hit up Tiller or something crazy like that. I'm gonna put Cole. I'm gonna put Cole on for however long. That feels like a little bit of like the what's that song he was on with Black, Pretty Little Fizz. That's what I need that. I need that Cole on that one.
Right.
And then man, put Kendrick on 502 Come Up. Yeah, 502 Come Up. So that's what I'm going with. I don't know what.
Yeah, I like that.
That'd be it right there. And besides the bonus, like this one had no features, man.
Yeah.
No features. So
Yeah.
the weekend won by default.
Yeah. Best feature.
There you go.
You got your award the weekend. You got it.
He did snap on that joint though.
He
Yeah,
did.
he did. Yeah, he went crazy.
All right, man, CJ. Before we get into the last part of the episode, man, what album would you like to hear us discuss on this podcast?
I think that one that I like a lot is Dark Sky Paradise.
Ooh,
Big Sean.
Okay.
That was a really solid.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, now if
Right
we do
there.
it, make sure you spread the word.
Yeah.
Of course.
Nah,
Of
that's
course.
a Dark Sky Paradise. Honestly, I think that's still his best.
Yeah.
That's definitely my favorite Big Sean album.
The song Paradise,
Yeah.
he just going bar for bar for bar for bar for bar for bar for bar. Like it's too much. Like you gotta go back and catch all the bars.
F your night list, F your playlist. I've been working 8 days a week. I don't know what the fuck today is.
He put out a video from the anniversary for that album when he was working on the song, and it was hilarious because it looked like he was just cussing out it, like talking to his boy sitting on the couch, and he was like looking around like, man, what I do? What did I do to you?
Oh man. All right. We're gonna take it to the register. And CJ, any last words you would like to share with our listeners? But whatever. The floor is yours.
First and foremost, thank you guys for having me on here. You know what I'm saying? Always a pleasure. Second, go listen to 12 Hours, Undecided, YouTube, SoundCloud. And we got more coming. Taking a little longer because my boy mixes and masters everything as well as makes the beats, and we record over in the room and everything. So it's like it's taking a little bit, but after we get done with the second one, we're gonna have 3 or 4 more really just lined up and coming. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. That's all I got.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Jay, what you got, man?
Well, we appreciate you coming on, CJ. It's nice hearing, like, I like when we have men on the podcast because I feel like a lot of times that we have a lot of women on the show, and I just like to hear it's nice to hear men's opinion on dating in situations like stuff like that. Like, appreciate you coming on. In regards to the album, it's an important album for a special time in my life. And it was a very crazy time in my life. It is like every time I go listen to this album, I just remember like what I was doing, certain aspects. The first time I kissed my fiance, this album was playing in the background. So like, there's memories.
This your album.
This album.
This your album.
Yeah, this is my album. Like, there's memories to this. So like, this is one of my favorites. I don't have many favorite albums, but this is one of my favorites for sure.
Man. CJ, man, it's always a pleasure.
Always.
Man, whenever we get together, like it's always good conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's always good time. Just, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Keep grinding. I can't wait to hear what you got coming out soon. You know what I'm saying? I'll be tuned in. So we appreciate you, bro. We gotta we gotta like hit the city or something. We gotta do something, bro. I know you ain't an outside person, me neither. But look, I mean, we need to go to the stadium or something.
Don't have me getting y'all in the trouble.
Nah, yeah.
don't have me getting y'all engaged married men.
Look, we just gonna spend some money. We just gonna spend some money. That's it.
That's somebody.
We'll hit the
Sounds
casino.
nice.
You know what I'm saying? Go to the strip club. Keep it real gentleman like. You feel me?
Okay. Y'all talking Richmond activities. Okay.
Yeah.
Save your money up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll both save our money.
We'll all be saving our money up.
Yeah. We'll all be saving our money.
Shout out to Bryson Tiller, man. Like, thank you for bringing back the dad caps. You know what I'm saying? Just being like a real regular person. You know what I'm saying? Trap Soul was definitely an album that it touched everybody in a different way. And then like every song on there can be played at a different part of your life. And it just hits you different. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate it. And man, to all of our listeners, man, thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the website, noclearancepod.com, so we can be in direct contact with you. Follow us on all social media platforms at No Clearance Pod. And make sure go buy some beer oil from the Throne Down online. Use our discount code. CJ, I see you got a bid, man. Go ahead,
You know what I'm saying?
go to the Throne Down online. Use our discount code TNCP.
Yep, get
for 15% off.
Yep.
Not just to support the company, but to support our podcast. You know what I'm saying? So we greatly appreciate y'all. To our listeners out there, thanks again for tuning in. To our brothers, please make it home. It's too much nonsense going on in this world, man. We just need you to make it home, man. And to our beautiful black women, we just want to let you know we love you.
We love you.
As much as we said all that mess today, we love you. It's the No Clearance Podcast, y'all. Peace.
Peace.